Hi everyone, I'm Chef Leroy and welcome to my cozy kitchen. So today I am doing tacos. And what's a good side condiment with tacos? Well, I can think of two of them that are extremely good. One is guacamole, the other one is salsa of some sort. But today I'm doing something completely different. As a side, I'm going to do pinto beans as a side. Okay, a lot of times we do a vegetable, but today I want to do pinto beans. So I'm going to show you how to make pinto beans in your pressure cooker. Let's get after it. Okay guys, let me go over some of the ingredients that I'll be using for my pinto beans. All right, number one, I've got 1 pound bag of pinto beans. What I do is I rinse them really well, okay, and I have them off to the side. Now, a lot of people soak them. I'm doing a method without soaking, okay? Your pressure cooker does a really nice job doing beans from raw, okay? So let's go over the vegetables. I've got a half of a yellow onion, which I'm going to chop. Got a half of a yellow pepper I'm going to chop. Now you can use green pepper as well, or any of the other colors of sweet peppers. Got 1 cup of diced tomatoes, which I've already cut. Got a half of a jalapeno that's been seeded. 1 rib of celery. Got some chicken concentrate. I've got cumin, chili powder, minced garlic, and also I've got cilantro, okay? That's chopped up a bit. All right, so let me show you how to chop those vegetables. Oh, and also one other ingredient you'll need is olive oil, okay? So actually, let's do this. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil right to my pot. Just like so, okay? All right, let's chop those vegetables. All right, first thing I'll do is chop up my onion. So here's my yellow onion. And they can be, they don't need to be really small. Kind of more of a medium dice, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here you go. That's what that looks like, okay? It's the size of my finger. So put them right in the pot with your oil. Okay, let's cut up that yellow pepper. Same thing, medium dice. It's going to cook down pretty good with the beans, so you want to leave them a little bit larger, just like so. Okay, put those in the pot. Okay, let's cut up that jalapeno. Now this one I'm going to cut a little bit small. I tasted a little bit of this jalapeno already. It's pretty spicy. Make sure you wash your hands well after handling it too. And you don't need to have jalapeno in there if you don't want to. Jalapeno is going to add a little kick to it, but you don't have to if you don't want. Let's cut that celery down. Now, if the celery is too long for you to cut lengthwise, just cut it in half. Make it a little bit easier for yourself to handle, okay? And just keep your fingers back. Kind of call this the crab walk. You crab it back like this, keep your fingers back, okay? Celery in there. All these vegetables are basically optional, so you don't have to use them. All right, so we've got everything in the pot, okay? Now we're gonna throw our diced tomatoes in the pot, and we're gonna throw our garlic in the pot. And a garlic, I've got 2 teaspoons I'm gonna use. All right, we're gonna get this pot into our pressure cooker, so let's bring that over there. Okay, I've got my pot into my pressure cooker. I'm going to set my pressure cooker on sear, saute. And we're going to set that for 8 minutes and hit start. Now, if you don't have this feature on your pressure cooker, do it in a saute pan first, okay? All right, we're just going to let that cook. Okay, while my pressure cooker is heating up, I'm going to chop this cilantro up a little bit more. All these items are optional. You don't have to chop it really tiny, but I had a little bit of the stem end here because I'm using the tops for my guacamole that I'll be making. So let's just throw this into this little bowl here I've got. All right, so got everything in the bowl. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chili powder. So I'm using 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and I'm using 2 teaspoons of cumin. Just like that. So we're all prepped up. I've already got my water right here with my chicken concentrate. So what I'm doing 6 cups of water, and I'm using a 1/4 cup of this liquid chicken concentrate, okay? And we'll go over those details in a bit here. So let's get back to our pot. I can hear it sizzling. Okay, so I'm into about 5 minutes into my cooking time. And what you're doing is you're cooking your onions until they become clear. Okay, that's what I usually always do when I'm doing my saute. Now the vegetables will cook with your beans, but I still like to do this method. All those good flavors get in there. Okay, all right, just about done. Got about 2 minutes. Okay, my timer just went off for my pressure cooker, so let's add our liquid. Okay, 6 cups of liquid. Our seasoning with our cilantro. Drop that right in there. Okay, let's put the beans in there. Stir it. So let's set our to pressure, and we're going to set it to 60 minutes. Hit start. That's it. All right, we'll just let that cook, and while I'm letting that cook, I'm going to work on my other parts of my meal. So we'll get back to the pressure cooker in 1 hour. Okay, so my timer has just gone off for my pressure cooker. Now, generally you want your pressure cookers to release their steam slowly on their own, but I like to kind of hurry mine up, so I'm going to open my valve a little bit here, a little bit at a time, let some of that steam come out. All right, let's open it up. Steam is all released. Let's take a look. A little stir. But let's try one of those beans and see how soft they are. You know what? They're just a little bit under, just slightly, but they're good though. That was really good. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover them up, cook it an additional 10 minutes. There we go. All right, 10 more minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off for our pressure cooker, and that was an additional 10 minutes. Beans were just a little bit firm, not too bad, but a little bit. So let's release that steam slowly. Okay, the steam is completely released. Take the cover off. Give your beans a stir. Now they look completely done. Again, it's a little bit on the soupy side today. Tomorrow they'll be thicker if you let them sit overnight in your refrigerator. And you can make refried beans with them too. Yeah, that's really good. There you go. Pinto beans. All right, let's eat up. All right, just go ahead and put them into a dish. That's going to go with our tacos. Beautiful. And there is a plate of chicken fajita with our pinto beans on the side. All right, going to eat some tacos. And then we'll do a recap on this when I'm done with my dinner. Okay guys, I'm going to do a recap on the pinto beans that I cooked today in my pressure cooker. So pressure cooked pinto beans. 1 pound of dry beans. I did not soak them. Now I did have to cook them an additional 10 minutes, so that was 80 minutes would have been perfect. Okay, so first time I cooked pintos in my pressure cooker. I've done black beans before. They don't take quite as long. They're a little bit smaller, not quite as hard. So anyway, rinse your beans first. Sorry, I'm going through my notes here. I used 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I used a half a yellow onion, which I cut kind of a medium dice. Half of a yellow pepper, which I cut medium dice. And again, you can use whatever kind of pepper you want. It doesn't really matter. Green peppers work great too. Or you can use more pepper if you want. You know, it's your recipe. 1 rib of celery. It's optional. I have celery, so I want to use it. I had a half of a jalapeno that I seeded, chopped up real small. 1 cup of diced tomatoes, or fresh diced tomatoes. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 6 cups of water. 1/4 cup of this chicken concentrate. Now you can also use chicken stock. A lot of times I use Swanson chicken stock. It's already ready to go, really easy to deal with if you don't have these bases or concentrates, which I have. Then I used 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin. On the cilantro, I used a 1/4 ounce of cilantro, okay? And part of that was stemmy a little bit because the other part I used for my guacamole. And then I threw my vegetables into my pressure cooker with the garlic and oil, sauteed them first for 8 minutes. And then my initial cook was high pressure for 60 minutes. When I opened it up, I realized the beans weren't quite soft yet. So then I did an additional 10 minutes. So I think 80 minutes would be perfect if you did that right off to the start. So anyway, that is it on the Pintos. They went really good with our chicken tacos tonight. And I'll put a little photo in at the end of this so you'll see what it looked like when we had our dinner. So otherwise, if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Give me a couple thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. And otherwise, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Chef Leroy and out.